evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to a very, very late edition of the Gaming Saloon for March 31st and June 1st, 2013.
March?
With your May, why did I say March? May 31st, June 1st of 2013. With your host, Space Beckett 248, King and Rampant Epsilon. I'm about to set your old name too.
I heard about 3 different things going to come out right there when you were trying to say my name.
I think it was King Thomas, then Rampant Gaming, then Rampant Epsilon. That was my thought process.
Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah. A late show, probably going to be a long show too, because we got 2 big topics to talk about, and if you were up this late last night, you heard me say what those 2 topics were that we're going to be talking about. I decided to hype the show up a bit, I guess. I don't know what I just rambled off everything that we're connected to in terms of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, show stuff. Because I got done with Battle Rap Road, I just ended it off with all that in the stream.
Wow.
You can go back and listen to the recording of it.
Hey, you're doing better. I've got nothing that is blaring in my ear as I'm opening these up.
Oh. Yeah, because there's no video, it's autoplay.
Yeah, I'm not used to that. Usually there's one in there that just all of a sudden, blah, in my ear, and then it's like, which tab is it?
Well, nobody's had to put an article in with well, put the video in with our first article. Seriously, nobody. I think IGN did it. But thankfully, Game Trailers did it, and that is the new Sonic game, Sonic Lost World. For the Wii U, I believe. This got announced at a Nintendo Direct.
Ah. So you mean it's not Sonic Lost World U?
No.
You know I had to say it.
No, I think Nintendo's gotten over that whole thing of slapping on something from their console on all the games.
No. No, they will never get over that.
Well, they minimized it, so it's not as bad as it used to be. I'm looking at you, Nintendo 64 days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Star Fox 64, Mario Kart 64, Donkey Kong 64,
Superman 64, Bomberman 64.
There was some more big ones too, and I can't remember right off the hand.
Well, technically Superman's big, but that's because just how shitty that game apparently is. That's like the most infamously bad game next to E.T. At least if you pass the internet. And all of its wealth of knowledge.
Really? Why is it taking so long to load?
Oh dear.
Work, stupid, work.
Well, the good thing is we only got 2 videos.
God, it's YouTube's player too. That's the bad thing. Yeah. Ad. No. No. No.
At least it won't be that random iBug ad that I got that I have no clue what the fuck it's for. It was for iBug. And it was an actual bug.
What in the crap is iBug?
I don't know! It was EYE bug. I don't know what it was for. I thought it was going to be something like viral marketing for a movie, but it wasn't.
Huh.
It was just iBug, and I was confused because I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, you ready?
Yep.
All right, starting up the Sonic Lost World's debut trailer in three, two, one, go. What the hell are the rejects from Space Jam doing here? I don't know why I thought of that.
Because that's kind of what it looks like. Okay. It said about using Sonic's new moves. I didn't see anything new that he did in that whole thing there.
I don't think he's ever done wall running before. Seems odd. No, wait, no, he has.
Not the way they displayed it there, but technically, yes, he has.
I think also, doing some of those like standard adventure game moves that you'd see in like an Uncharted or Tomb Raider. Those kind of moves.
It all looked like stuff he's done in past games, though, just in a different format.
And
That,
also, did you get like a big Mario Galaxy vibe?
yeah.
I think that's mostly in the design than anything.
Well, keep in mind, Sega kinda isn't really what they used to be. So it would stand to reason you would have other developing ideas in there.
Yeah, I know somebody said a comment about Mario Galaxy being something from Mario Galaxy in this game from I guess back when it was back when this was originally announced, but I can see it, but it's not like oh they're copying Mario Galaxy. No, they're just kind of taking the very like level out in the middle of space idea that Mario Galaxy and that was it.
Even the vibe of the levels, though, to me it felt like it was a Mario game, not a Sonic game.
Yeah. But definitely seemed like it had like more open area than I would say Mario Galaxy, and that's my main thing. It's like it's got a little bit of Mario Galaxy in it, but not that much. Uh, anyway, you ready to move on from there?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, and as I can see on stream, I guess from the Daily Fix of IGN reporting on Tommy being called back for the anniversary of Megaforce, which is about I don't know 5 weeks old from when they reported it. I mean, seriously, we knew about that. We knew he was going to be there. We had pictures taken by the returning cast members on their plane ride there that showed him on the plane, along with everyone we knew was confirmed at that point.
Wow.
And we also got a shot of all of them with their helmets off in their respective suits in front of a whole bunch of other suits. which also poses more questions about what the hell's up with this Legend War for Megaforce and Super Megaforce. Anyway, moving on, we have the debut trailer for Arkham Origins because I was not going to bring the teaser on here because that teaser would take about as long as it would to discuss it. All of 6 seconds.
Wow.
But yeah, new trailer for Arkham Origins, and the only real piece of information to say outside the trailer is, yep, Deathstroke's playable. You can pre-order to do that.
Yuck. Game trailers. Player.
Yep.
I don't like their player. It's too buggy.
I know. I've had problems with like if I have it like full screen and have it go back, it will crap out video wise. And there's some type of issue with with like going up to HD or something with it. I don't know what the hell's up with it. Let's see if there's any other information on the Deathstroke stuff besides what's said at the end of the trailer. There is. Uh, Unique weapons and moves, of course. All challenge maps in the game, as well as 2 additional challenge maps that will be included with the pack. It comes with 2 alternate Deathstroke character skins, probably comic-based. That's pretty much it. There's something at the bottom about Kevin Conroy.
Um,
Oh yeah, Kevin Conroy's not working on Arkham Origins. He's working on an Arkham game, just not Arkham Origins. Which means he's probably working on Arkham Origins Blackgate for the 3DS and for the Vita and the 3DS, which is set after Arkham Origins.
did you notice
That
the
or
other voice actors that have been confirmed that they list?
what?
Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2 and Booker DeWitt from Bioshock Infinite.
Hmm,
Both of their voice actors.
kind of interesting.
Okay, but I can't see the voice of Booker DeWitt being the Joker. That would be one of those that will be interesting to see.
Well, Troy Baker's other credits.
I mean,
Oh, I could see it.
yeah, but just putting it that way, could you see it just comparing those two without knowing anything else?
We've already seen Troy Baker on the riff tracks. Do you remember Helmeppo from One Piece?
I think so.
That was Troy Baker who voiced him for the dub.
Wow. It's funny how the shows collide right there.
Yep. Hmm. Something related to my quick draw because he was Hawkeye in Avengers Assemble. Hmm. He's been in a whole bunch of Call of Duty. He, wow, he's Snow in 13.
Really?
Yes. He's Yamato in the Naruto games. I'm assuming in the show too. Um, he's Kai Lang in Mass Effect 3, in the multiplayer announcer and additional voices. He's Kanji in Persona 4? What? Okay, he could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, what?
He's kind of all over the board there.
I'm like, wait, do Helmeppo? Kanji? Okay, he could probably pull it off.
I'm sure they probably could have figured out a better comparison right there, because most people are going to read that and think, I can't see Booker being the Joker. I just can't see that correlation there. But hearing that he's done all that other too, yeah, he probably could.
Yeah. It kind of goes along with the one thing I've always heard about voice actors from some people. The best voice actors are the ones you can't recognize
Yeah,
in their roles.
I never would have put two and two together with Snow and Booker being the same voice actor.
I could like tell like Still and Kanji because they're kind of the same, kind of got the same personality. But like Kanji and Helmeppo, you couldn't get two different characters with that. Anyway, you have to get the trailer ready.
Yep.
Alright, picking up on the Batman Arkham Origins trailer in 3, 2, 1, go.
I hate their player because of that right there. It lags hard when you first hit play. And it's not wanting to. Okay.
Did it stop?
It's wanting to go chugga 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 chugga. And I'm on my good connection too. That's the bad thing. I
Mine just stopped for a second, and I don't know whether it was me or just the player.
I have not dropped a frame, and the video is going slow. So explain that one.
Mm. I don't know if you're expecting gameplay, don't. This is kind of how Batman Arkham games have always went. Say hello to the CG trailer. That always starts off an Arkham game in terms of marketing.
Friendly fire much?
Yeah, I'm a couple seconds behind you, but doesn't really matter. I know IGN brought it up in their Rewind Theater, and High Queen Industries reference. They brought it up in the Rewind Theater, how this Batman, while it's supposed to be a younger Batman than we saw in previous Arkham games, it doesn't quite look like it. Even when you look at the suit, which, I don't know, looks good enough to me. I mean, he looks a bit younger from the one shot you have of close up of his face. I mean, what do you think?
Uh, keep in mind I didn't really play much of past Arkham, so
Well, would you think that this is a Batman that's been like what, only like a few years in working and doing what he does in Gotham?
probably.
I mean, the suit looks like very like a lot of cloth with armored plating, And you don't really see that in the other Arkham games. And that's where I'm like, oh, it's probably a younger version. I can see this as a younger version because it's not, it doesn't look like that heavily armored suit that's in Asylum and City. Didn't know that Black Mass treats his
Okay.
enemies with kindness.
Video just stopped to buffer for some reason.
And I also get that error a lot where it says content is unavailable when you end off a video. Oh, why?
Yep. Something with their player.
So what do you think?
Looks pretty good.
It it's pretty much how they always start off the marketing for the Arkham games. Open up with the CG trailer to give you kind of the basis of the story, essentially.
Well, with Batman games, you kind of want that story to be prevalent.
Yeah. And that's what they always do, is have that trailer to set up the basic premise of the story for anyone who's curious about the game. Here's the trailer, pretty much explains it. Without really saying anything. In terms of voiceover. Because it's just a cutscene, essentially. Without actually being a cutscene. You saw, hey, it's Christmas, and there's assassins after Batman. You don't get this is set before the Arkham games, but get a general gist of what the story is. Any other thoughts before we move on?
No.
Alright then. Moving on to our next article. The mystery has been solved. We now know what is inside the cube from Curiosity. And I'll be perfectly honest. When I first watched this video and read an article saying what it was, I was surprised. It's actually a good thing. Essentially, whoever broke into the cube first is pretty much getting a place on the team that is developing a new game from 22 Can Studios.
Hmm.
Uh, Pretty much the person who got his way in becomes a digital god, to quote the article, in the studio's upcoming title, Goddess. Uh, the winner of Curiosity will share in the success of Goddess, as every time people spend money on the game, Henderson, the person who was the one who got in, gets a small percentage of it.
Huh.
So, like I said, the guy who got in, this Henderson guy, he's pretty much getting to be a part of the next game from 22 Can Studios. And gets to share in it. And I will say this much to this guy. If you want to get a crack into the gaming industry, this is a big opportunity to do so. He's all but, and he's pretty much an employee in everything but name at this point, with what I understand from the video. And I don't feel like playing the video because it pretty much explains the same thing. So I'm honestly surprised. The thing that was in Curiosity was actually worthwhile to someone. What do you think?
I think it's a neat idea. Allows someone to actually get completely involved in the next game. It's definitely a different take on promotion.
Yeah, let's just all hope that that next game is good.
Yeah, especially the guy that won.
Yeah.
That would suck if it's bombed.
Oh yeah, that thing bombed. Woo! You ain't getting anything out of this. Uh, any other thoughts on Curiosity before we move on?
Not really.
Moving on, Nintendo has thought of a little creative way to bring E3 to those of us that aren't going to make it to the show. Essentially, Nintendo is bringing some of their E3 demos to Best Buys around the country.
Oh, I thought you were fixing to say they were fixing to power up some cows.
I don't know what the fuck the point of the image was. I don't know what the hell the image is for. That's on game trailers.
I had to say it because of the image.
That's on game trailers. I have no clue what the hell they're going for with that image.
I have no idea.
I'm guessing the
Because
herd people to Best Buy.
that might have been the underlying message there.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry, the first thing I think when I see, especially a company like Best Buy or anywhere that deals with computers, and I see cows, I'm thinking Gateway. Because that's kind of their deal there.
now that you mention it, yeah,
So I completely missed the whole purpose if that was to try to herd people to Best Buy. Like you're
yeah.
saying, I completely missed that.
But June 12th from 4 to 8 p.m. from 4 to 8 p.m. and again on June 15th from 1 to 5. The list of games that will be featured is expected to be revealed on June 11th. Um, Pretty much Nintendo's bringing their E3 uh, demos to participating Best Buys. And luckily for us here in Tennessee, we have one that's not that far away. The Brentwood, I believe, is not that far away from the two of us.
Knoxville ain't either.
Yeah, it's one. I don't know if it was the Brentwood one or
Might be the Knoxville one. I can't remember where Brentwood actually is. I know I've heard of it before, it's just I don't remember where.
it's the Knoxville one because it's in Cedar Bluff. But when I went through and looked at this, I checked the did a quick little Google map and did some estimation on where these places were, and that one, the Knoxville one, is actually only an hour away from us, and actually the closest one. Because Brentwood one is often not often Memphis. They reversed the list. Yeah, they reversed the list. That Brentwood one is actually off in Brentwood. Probably quite a far away from us. Yeah, I think that's cool because some of us who love gaming don't get to go to E3 and we see all these demos and hear all this stuff about these new games coming in the fall or beyond. We'd like to get our hands on them just to see how they are. we get our chance. Maybe. Depends on how long the lines are.
Yeah. Probably never get a chance. Still,
Yeah.
you
But
would.
hey, it's something, and gets them a little bit more personal promotion to people. Actually, probably gets a lot more people excited about their games. Any other thoughts before we move on to our last article?
No.
Alright, our last article before we get into our first big topic, which we'll do before we take a break, is just a quick follow-up on EA's online pass, is that all that content is going free right now. Is going free right now for, the games that had online passes. So the following list of passes in DLCs, I believe, have been free. Actually, no, they've been discounted.
For the XBL versions.
Yeah, because the Sony PSN ones are still on the price.
Wow.
But yeah, this list of games on here for Alice, Madness Returns, Battlefield, Bulletstorm, Dragon Age, Kingdoms of Alamar, Mass Effect 2 specifically, Medal of Honor, Shift 2, and Skate 3. All of their online pass stuff has went to free right now. Or been discounted, as the article says. I'm guessing they're not quite free.
They probably are, but they have to use the term discounted because it was priced at one point in time.
They're pretty much saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Eh. Uh, Pretty much it. Just a quick follow-up on that.
So,
Saying, yeah, they're just getting online passes and knocking out the rest of them. Knocking down the rest of them to free.
so pretty much they're managing to piss anyone off that ended up buying a pass.
If you bought a pass, that meant you bought the game used. Because you got the pass when you got the game. So, probably sucks for those people who bought the game used then had to buy the pass.
Yeah.
This is mostly what those are probably the people that are going to be ticked off the most by this. Because now what are they going to get?
Exactly.
So now we move
Ah,
on.
God. Sorry.
Now we move on to our first big topic.
For the
And
night.
oh dear. Oh dear.
We're going to be going for a little while on this one.
We're stepping into something that has caused a shitstorm. As the episode title says, the one show you need kind of. More of a little knock at Microsoft with their newly announced next generation console, the Xbox One. Because it's the one console you need. Kind of. Because it doesn't really do TV without you having something that does TV first.
You
But we'll
know,
get...
you know, I still think Xbox Infinity would have been a better name for that.
I think Xbox Durango would have been a better name.
I would probably have even been fine with 720 right now.
Because now you have that problem that you have with rebooting stuff. It's like Xbox One. You mean the first one? No, I mean the new one. What?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not the PlayStation anymore. It's the PS1.
Yeah. Because
It
now there's multiples of them.
exactly. It was easy with the 360 because everyone either just said Xbox or 360.
I think we need to throw up a picture of this thing. Just to show the big black box that this thing
Big.
is.
Big. The Kinect looks like it's almost as big as it.
I think it looks like big, wide, but I don't think it's that deep. I think. But yeah, look at that thing. I'll tell you this much. Just from the looks of it, it looks as big as my television, as big as my satellite receiver. My satellite receiver is big. It's pretty big. I don't have measurements for it, but
You know, come to think about it, the Kinect, I'm just going to call it Kinect 2.0. uh, that thing looks about as big as the satellite receiver I've got. That would it would be smaller than the ones they've got, but it'd be deeper.
yeah. We'll say the controller looks the exact same. I think from shots I've seen of it, it's pretty much the exact same. Only they got rid of start and select and have like a menu button and another button.
Yeah, I can't remember what they call them now, but yeah, it's the same amount of buttons.
Yeah,
The only thing they did was move them two down and the Xbox guide up in its own little section.
yeah.
The only thing they did. And I can guarantee it to you 360 controllers will not work on the one.
You think?
Same controller, but no, you can't use it. Why? Because we're stupid.
Because we'll pack one in. You don't need another one. Well, I only get one, and I have friends that want to play on it. Too bad. But yeah, it's the one, and we have specs. And by specs, I mean the list of specs from the video, because there's not anything else. It's on the next article.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got an 8-core CPU, 8 gigabyte system memory, a 500 gigabyte HD drive, which will be taken up which will have actually less than that available to you at launch, because some of that will be taken up by the operating system of the console to begin with.
So you're probably
So
looking at about four, well, counting formatting, probably about 430-ish.
yeah, I was gonna estimate like 450.
Well, I started to say that, but you also got to think, you get a 500 gig hard drive, you don't get 500 gigs of space.
No, you get like 490 something.
Yeah. So then you got to take that, and then on top of that, the operating system and any other stupid nonsense that they have to throw on there. Okay,
Uh,
okay, what gets me though, this just looks like a souped up computer.
yeah, especially when you break it down.
I,
Uh,
the 8-core CPU I think is the only, well no, the i7s are 8-core. so, so essentially you're playing on a souped up computer.
wait, i7s are
If I'm not
8-core?
mistaken, the i7s are.
So the thing's just as powerful as my laptop, apparently, I guess, because I run i7 from Intel.
If I'm not mistaken, they are.
Wow.
Because I know the i3s are, uh, you know what, it might only be 6-core.
Yeah, not be. I know from a video someone was saying it's like computers don't run i8 cores yet.
It might be 6-core then. Yeah, because the i3s are dual core. The i5s are quad, and then yeah, it's 6-core. So pretty much your laptop.
A little bit better.
A
Everything they
little.
showed off looked like a little. Actually just about the same as I could run a game on my laptop.
Yeah,
Comparatively, probably.
yeah. And probably have Skype snapped into the right hand side because you're running 8, aren't you?
Yep.
Thought so.
But I don't run Skype because Skype's a piece of shit.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I've had far too many problems with Skype to make me go, yes, I want to use this. No, I don't.
I will find anything besides Skype to use.
Yeah. Yeah. Next
Microsoft can
article.
take Skype and shove it.
But yeah, next article shows me how deep that the Connect is. I knew it wasn't that deep.
Uh, some stuff that they didn't have up there in that image, and I just noticed was they've got wireless built into them.
Yeah. They also run like a really big fancy architecture, I believe. I know that. I remember that from the conference. Because I watched this when it actually happened,
Hmm.
and I was bored.
No doubt.
You find that video that's like TV, Madden, NFL, NFL, NFL. That's kind of how the That's how kind of how that reveal felt at times.
I just reviewed what Xbox threw up on their site.
Pretty much got the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't
The only
fool
thing,
with trying to dig the video up. I was just like, screw it, I'll look at it.
yeah. But yeah, to go over like the games they showed off. Um, EA Sports lineup. That was it. No real gameplay though. They showed like some in development shots of like the wireframe, like the wireframes and the moving around and stuff. The stuff you normally see from development. They showed that. They showed a trailer for Call of Duty Ghost, which looked like a Call of Duty, except you have a dog as a partner in the game. I guess. I don't know the dog. They mocapped a dog. They literally put a dog in a mocap suit and mocapped it for the game. They talked about the dog a lot, from what I remember, even though I was zoning out because I just found out about a Battle Rod War stream going on, and I'm like, ooh, Battle Rod War stream. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. This is something that's far more interesting than your game that I don't care about. Apparently, they amped up the detail on your character's like hands, so they're more realistic. And they made the dog look realistic. And why the fuck do I care? Because
I'm completely not caring anymore.
yeah,
I'm not trying to cut you off or nothing there, but yeah.
they showed some a, a little bit of Forza 5 that was just and Quantum Break, which was a trailer of something. I don't know what the bloody hell that game is, but it was the most interesting thing from that event. Because I'm just curious about it.
You know, I think the only thing that's gotten anyone's major attention with the one is the fact that you can, and wow, I can't believe the way that came out.
The one console to rule them all. I know that joke's probably been killed by now.
It
I'm
was the
sorry.
way I was saying it. It's like, wow, I can't believe that came out that way. But there's no way to avoid it. And uh, the only thing that anyone is really caring about out of all of this is the fact that it's got a DVR built into it.
Ooh.
Have you noticed that though? I mean, that's the only thing that anyone is caring about.
Here's my question. Can you stream with it? No. Then fuck off. I don't care.
Exactly. It's a capture device. That's all it is. It's nothing more.
But can I hook it into my laptop, stream the video of said game to my laptop so I can stream with it?
Nope.
No. Then why do you put it in? Because that's
Because
what
they could.
people use it for.
Yep. 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 Now, if they gave you a way to within the console all on its own, connect like a Twitch account or a live stream account or anything like that.
You know, like that thing that Sony's doing with you able to stream to Ustream with their console.
I mean, at least it's to somewhere. Granted, I think Ustream is kind of like the bottom of the barrel right now, but
It's something.
yeah. uh,
They also showed off that you can have your fantasy football league up next to it, and you can see the plays while your team gets points for you. And I don't have a fantasy league. It why? Okay.
you know, you know, everything that I can see the Xbox One doing, and I've done decided I'm gonna throw the Xbox part in front of it because I'm not gonna say the one again. I'm sorry. But everything that I can see it doing, I would get the console if it did one thing. I really want to say it right now. But if it would be backwards compatible in some way.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was just the downloadable games. I could care less if it was just that. In some way backwards compatible, I would be happy with it. Because I don't know, I'm a sucker for new gadgets.
Oh, I forgot the other interesting thing from the show. I completely forgot about it. Steven Spielberg will be doing it. Will be executive producing a Halo live action TV series.
Yeah, I saw that. The only way I could see that even remotely working is if they stuck as true to how the games played as they could. Look at Forward Unto Dawn. They did good with that because they didn't want to try to screw with how it was all set up. They
Yeah,
tried to
just
play in with it. That
yeah,
worked. I have a bad feeling about that.
yeah. Especially when you look at the shows that Steven Spielberg has executive produced on their ratings. Apparently, they're all like in the 60s and below, and what he's executive produced. But honestly, if they just do more something just like Forward on the Dawn, I'm okay with this because Forward on the Dawn was good.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go out and pick up the Blu-ray DVD for it, but
I don't need to. Of course, that's probably going to go bye-bye with the Xbox One, but I've got a download copy of it.
I could just go watch the episodes on YouTube on the official account. Does that exist?
Would I spend money to buy it? Probably not. Why? Because I've done seen it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if I want to go see it, I can just go watch it for free again because they released it officially on YouTube. I'll just have to sit through ads, which has never been that big of a deal as long as I don't get the same ad 5 times.
which, I
Yeah.
guess that's the only good thing that I can say with the limited edition Halo 4 is the fact that I did manage to get a downloadable copy with them. So if I ever wanted to watch it again, I don't have to worry about ads.
Yeah.
And I just turn the console on and watch it.
Skype, video Skype, I don't care. The one guide, your programming guide for stuff, and you can swap back and forth from TV to video games because
You know why I'm still snickering, right? Because you said the one guide.
Well, that's the name of it. One Guide. Look at the article. It says One Guide. That's the name of it.
I'm sorry. That's
I
gonna
wish.
be one thing that, and I'm not meaning to do this pun right here. That's gonna be the one thing that is gonna keep going. People are gonna make fun of this console.
Yeah. It's One Guide. It's literally One Guide, according to this article.
It's literally the one guide.
Oh, and I slapped in the Quantum Break trailer
uh,
just because this is like the one trailer that I gave a shit about.
I still can't believe that console's that.
Massive.
Yeah,
At least Kinect doesn't look that bad.
it's bigger though.
Yeah.
Even Kinect's bigger. That's what gets me. Bigger's not better. Smaller's better.
Yeah.
Did they not learn that from the Slim?
And Kinect being required, I'm like, well, there goes my buy because I didn't have the room for Kinect 1 to begin with. So how am I going to have room for Kinect 2?
You know, the Kinect doesn't really kill as far as me. It doesn't bother me that bad.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you right now, we're nowhere near the point of having a lot of your bigger titles utilizing the Kinect all the way. So chances are it's just going to be a piece of plastic sitting on top of the console.
Yeah, but Kinect is required to be connected, to do anything. And the problem is, in order to use Kinect, you have to be in front of it and able to see it. And that's a problem for me because, A, I have a thing with my laptop sitting in front of me, and that sits in front of my consoles, and I can't just go, eh. It's going to be a problem for me to have to reach around my laptop in order to try to get it to move in a certain direction to do something, because it may or may not register that movement at all. And plus, didn't Connect One have to require like a certain amount of space in order for it to work?
I don't know. Never got a Kinect one.
Because I swear I remember that from was one of the things about the first Connect is you had to have like a certain like big enough room to be in order to use it.
I'd say to use it effectively, yes, but they've showed people be really kind of close to their TV and it still work too.
Yeah, it's just like my problem is I don't have any way for it to me to go. Eh, I can't have it placed somewhere where I can easily do the swiping or the moving and the other stuff in order for it to do what it needs to do. Not gonna be easy for me. It'd be easier if I just had a controller and did it with that. You know, like everything else.
I doubt they're going to go strict Connect though. I'm
Part of that,
sure there's going to have. I'm sure there's going to be controller functions, whether they decide they want to tell people that or not.
oh, is it true or not that Windows 8.1 will bring back in the start menu?
Are they
I,
classifying it as a new operating system, or are they going to just do it as a service pack?
I don't know. I just saw like something say Windows 8.1 will reintroduce start menu, and I had not gone back to it.
I've heard there's supposed to be like a service pack that does bring that back because people hate the tiles, which, hint, 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 people hate the tiles, yet what is the Xbox One doing? Using tiles?
Yeah.
Is Microsoft not stupid or something?
Yeah, I don't like it either. And I run 8. My main problem is I can't easily get to any program I want.
I like the tiles, but I wish that you still had the classic start menu in some way.
Yeah. I kind of cheated and had like File Explorer down where the start menu normally is, but it's not the same thing.
No.
Because for
I
me,
mean,
since
I, I did like the tiles. It looked neater. But when you're going to try to find a program you've installed, it's a lot easier to have the traditional start menu running.
right, because then you can just search the name. Tiles doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, you've got to physically go over to the search and then do it. You about have to have a manual for 8 before you can figure out how to find all the stuff.
Yeah, because I had to find out. Because I had to find out the shortcut to the menu that has the shutdown button on it.
Really?
Yes, the shutdown button is in a bar that you can only access apparently through a shortcut.
You should be able to scroll all the way to the right, and then it should be in the settings one, I think it is, or the gear one, or whichever it is. It's one of them over there. If you're on the desktop, you can scroll to the right side of the right upper corner, if I remember right.
Oh,
Yeah, see it now.
yes.
Yeah. Like I said, you about have to have a degree in it to find it. You know, I ran the dev preview, the consumer preview, and it wasn't until towards middle to the end of the consumer preview that I realized there was a right bar over there.
Why the fuck do you hide that shit? Why? Why do you hide the basic things that are needed to run a computer and menus? Why?
Stupid. Same reason why I about did it. Same reason why the Xbox One has tiles when people hate the tiles on 8. I mean, the snap, don't get me wrong. I like the snap. I did like that when I did the beta for 8 because I could have more than one thing going at once. But I don't see the use for it in a console. I really don't see that use for snap in a console. Unless you are physically doing, like they showed, a Skype call with someone.
Or you're having your fantasy football league while you watch football.
What fantasy football league?
That's exactly my point. Now, if they did fantasy NASCAR, maybe I'll give a shit, or do like it was like I don't know how many years ago it was, but there was fantasy wrestling for WWE. I shit you not, fantasy wrestling leagues for WWE.
Huh.
Think about that for a second. Seems a bit stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I guess it could happen.
Well, they kind of prevented you from kind of cheating because they had you make your submissions for your week on Sunday, so you couldn't look up spoilers for SmackDown and then modify your teams there for SmackDown when it actually premiered. They kind of made sure that you couldn't cheat by knowing what would happen. But yeah, I participated in that along with Fantasy NASCAR, like way back in the day. Does anyway, but let's move on to Quantum Break and watch the trailer of that.